Well, this is pretty. We just pulled into port at Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. We are on our Halloween on the High Seas cruise aboard the Disney Treasure, and today is our shore day on Tortola. We're going to do like a little driving tour, there'll be a beach interlude, and I just gotta say, this looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, we'll just have some fun, enjoy our little excursion, and see what we got cooking here in Tortola on the British Virgin Islands. Should be a good time. I am loving how beautiful this looks. That is some good sugar right there.
Beagle. One note on this Commodore Plus 4 will send you to a faraway land.
Alrighty, everyone. It's beach time. We're on the British Virgin Islands. It's beach time. This beach is Cane Garden Bay. It sure is. We had a nice little driving tour. I mean, yeah, she did a good job. I mean, friendly enough. I mean, we're looking at 3 stars all around here. Can't really complain. Nothing to complain about. I'm going to probably suit up into some swimming suit and maybe see what that water's all about. And, yeah. Let's see. We're at Cane Garden Bay, or at least that's what it said on Google Maps. British Virgin Islands. I hear some groovy music playing, some steel drums. One of those things, you know, like, I don't know if I would have ever have actively sought the British Virgin Islands. And after what I've seen today, I don't know if I still would actively seek out the British Virgin Islands as a destination, but I am certainly happy to experience it here on this cruise. And that's what could be said.
Well, and my thoughts is, no, this is not what I would plan for a vacation, but we were on the Disney Halloween.
We wanted a Halloween cruise, and this was a stop.
This is where it came.
Yeah, like, the goal was not this. The goal was Halloween.
Cruise, which we have comments about later. But, I mean, how often do you get a chance to experience this? If it's stopping here, why not take advantage of it?
Yeah.
Because it's not like you see it every day or every weekend. So, yeah, we're here. Make the best of it.
Pretty much, yep. Alrighty, everyone. So, we're back on the ship. That's Tortola of the British Virgin Isles. Our day has concluded. I forgot to show the lunch at the restaurant, but it was just like a buffet. They had barbecued chicken, rice, vegetables, a really disgusting potato cake thing that sounded a lot it sounded better in theory than it was in practice. And I didn't show much of the beach because I should have, but I didn't. I guess I just figured, like, how interesting is it to see Rolfus hanging out on the beach? But, yeah, that's our day on the British Virgin Isles. Any comments? Raggy's seeping there.
It was fun. The bus tour was fun. It was fun seeing the island.
Rami's not a beach person.
It was hot. There was nothing. It made me mad this morning that you couldn't take water. You had to buy water, like the Dasani in a can, which nobody.
Dasani in a can. Sounds like the setup for a bad joke.
But then when we get on the island, we see people.
Oh God! Everyone was taking, like,
whatever,
water bottles and things that were not factory sealed.
Yeah, that's not going to happen tomorrow because I will cause a ruckus. But anyway, it was just hot. It was not all the cleanest. The people seemed like they were, and I mean,
the locals were actually really friendly.
They were really nice, very fine. But it just seemed like even the people
there
from
was
the
a
ship,
there was a cheapness.
Yes.
To the whole experience. Like, she wasn't rude or mean or anything, but I don't know.
It didn't feel right.
It felt like a thing that was an excursion that was kind of cobbled together. Do we remember what this excursion was called? It was like live music,
I think
beach
live
party.
Music, lunch with the...
Yeah, with the...
Like beach party with live music and lunch?
Yeah,
something like that. It felt cheap.
It did feel cheap, and it was just dirty. I mean, I don't...
Also, the problem with those kinds of things, where like they drive you to a place for beach time for a few hours, is that you're kind of at their mercy.
Yeah.
Whereas, like with Castaway Cay, like when you go there, you kind of just, if I recall, you get off the ship and then you take a little tram to the adult area.
Yeah.
And that tram runs constantly.
Yeah, it's Castaway Cay is more on your terms.
Yeah.
You're at the mercy of island time.
Like with this, like when you want to leave, you are waiting.
Yeah.
If you want to leave before she's coming back, you're kind of just here like, what do I do now?
And it was just so hot. It was hot. It was uncomfortable. I mean, there every once in a while you would get a breeze, but it wasn't a cool island breeze. It
Chickens
was
were
hot.
hanging out on the
Oh, yeah,
beach.
chickens all over the
Lots
place.
of
Yeah,
chickens
that's
just.
very odd.
It was
Yeah.
just rude and,
Yeah.
and I don't know. But the thing is, on
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
mean-
these Disney excursions, Disney approved excursions, because
Yeah.
Disney doesn't do them themselves. They're Disney approved. But you can't cancel the day of or like the day before. They want you to cancel 3 days before, or else you lose your payment, and that's it. And I'm like, okay, like today we didn't have the best experience. We have another one scheduled for tomorrow. Not a beach day though.
That should be.
So
That
if we
should be
wanted to
better.
cancel, we can't, because, and I think that's kind of a tough policy, because once you go to one and see, yeah, that really wasn't for me.
But like also like
It
just
is
because
different, yeah.
you're one on the British Virgin Islands, and again, I wouldn't say this was a bad
No,
experience.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was just. It didn't feel premium. It was far from premium.
Yeah.
It was not a bad experience, but boy, we weren't even in the same zip
Yeah.
code as premium.
But I mean, if someone would ask me, would I take this excursion again? Absolutely not.
No.
Not.
And, beautiful scenery, really great locals. Would I do a cruise based on the fact of it coming to the British
No.
Virgin Islands? Probably not. I wouldn't be opposed to, like, if we were doing, like, another Halloween or a Christmas cruise, if it was a stop. Like, yeah, I would, hop out and explore, mill about,
and that's exactly
get
what
into
this
mischief.
Was. We didn't say, oh,
Exactly.
we want to go to the
Oh my
British
god, we
Virgin
have to go to the
Islands.
British Virgin Islands right
we wanted
now.
a Halloween tour on Halloween on the high seas. This was the one that fit best with our schedule, and here we go.
Yeah, it was. It fit like a glove with our schedule, with the Disney parks and everything.
And I mean,
but
would I recommend even a Halloween on the high seas?
maybe
Not
not on
on
the
this ship.
treasure.
Not on the treasure. It's too
Yeah.
much. It's overwhelming.
There are design problems which you can hear about in our actual Disney Treasure vlog. So, again, not a horrible experience, but
not the best.
far,
Yeah.
so far from premium, so far from premium. But lovely landscape here, absolutely lovely landscape, really friendly locals. I like the British Virgin Islands. It's, I did like my time here, but it's one of those things I don't know how much I would, like, actively seek to return here. It's kind of one of those things, like, I've seen it, and I'm glad I did see it. But I feel like, I don't know, let me know in the comments, was there something I really missed out on in the British Virgin Islands? Let me know. Alrighty, everyone. It's insanely early right now. We're, just getting ready to dock in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I don't think we've actually arrived. It's one of our ports of call on our cruise on the Disney Treasure. We have an insanely early tour today. In fact, we're up getting ready to go, and I don't think we've actually docked yet, though the ship isn't making that, like, really cool wind sound. Like, if you ever had a veranda on a cruise ship, you know what I'm talking about. The, like, cool, eerie wind sound. We're not really making that anymore, but, yeah, I think we're definitely still moving, because, like, normally when we're docked, there's, like, land right on us, but there's water right on us right now. And, like, you can see the whitecaps moving, so I think we are definitely still moving. And, yeah, today's our day hanging out in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. A quick little stopover. I think we got a bus tour and a ferry tour, so early. It's not even 6 a.m. yet. Which, I gotta say, I love the fact that it's not even 6 a.m. And the sun is pretty much up. That is some good stuff over there. Though to me, I ain't no weather expert, but that kind of looks like it's raining way down there, but maybe an off and on shower, who knows? I hope not, but yeah, we're getting ready for our port of call in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and should be a chill day. Yeah. You can never get tired of scenery like that, though. Not at all. Get ready for an excursion before we've even docked. That's the right way to live. So we got ourselves kind of a failure of planning on the Disney Treasure. The Marceline Market Buffet is not open yet. It opens like at 6:45, and there are a lot of people with a 7:30 tour. What a terrible way to plan.
That's what I will be doing.
There we go. You can get drinks, but yeah, like the actual food, not available yet. Like, wow, what awful planning. That was. The rest of my bears are going to go get some drinks, but I'll sit and watch the table here. But yeah, horrible planning. I'm flabbergasted at how bad that planning is. Like, yesterday they had it open at 6:30. It would make sense if you have an early port adventure to open this place earlier. Like, wow. That was a horrible bit of planning here on the Disney Treasure. Another failure of design where form meets function. Another epic failure of design. Alrighty, so we got ourselves a little siren fountain here. There's the Disney treasure. The rest of the bears are dropping themselves off at the ship there, and I am heading over to maybe look at some shopping, and I hope I don't get copyright slammed for Wipeout in the background there. But yeah, so what we did was we took a ferry to St. John's Island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then we did a bus tour there, and I enjoyed it immensely. Yeah, very great tour guide. He was excellent, so highly recommend the ferry tour and bus tour of St. John's. Looks like you can ride some cable cars all the way up to the top there as well. Yeah, and I already forgot the name of this mall, which is kind of right off of the cruise portal. I think it's Havens something or another. Havens, something Havens. So I'm going to look around, see what's good over here. Though I think the stuff I wanted was actually back at St. John's, and I was Havenside. That's what it is, I think. Havenside. So clearly the Disney treasure does not want to linger at St. John and St. Thomas here on the U.S. Virgin Islands, because we're already pulling away. This is not the view we had from our veranda. We had a view that was kind of just like a loading dock. But yeah, we concluded our visits to St. Thomas and then St. John's on the U.S. Virgin Islands, and very great time. Wonderful tour guides providing premium experiences. The area over here with these old buildings, he mentioned that area of the islands had kind of a cholera trouble back in the 19th century. So, yeah, and people were swimming kind of right where the human waste was hanging out. So, yeah, not the best of situations there. And, yeah, so now we have departed the U.S. Virgin Islands. Really great tour guide and really wonderful experience. He talked about a special fruit that can cure pretty much anything and everything, so that grows in the U.S. Virgin Islands. But he also said it's often called the vomit fruit because it tastes so horrible. So, yeah, but overall, I enjoyed my time in both Tortola and the U.S. Virgin Islands of St. John and St. Thomas, but I gotta say, I kind of preferred my experience. It felt more premium here in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the guides were just better. So, anyway, my camera battery's getting ready to die. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know you're the best fans of any YouTuber in the world, and we'll catch you with some more Disney treasure fun. Bye!